Captain, incoming message.
It was the dawn of the third age of mankind.
Groovy.
Hi-ho. This is me, Kermit the Frog.
Hello there.
Moopsie.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Not a great plan.
Program complete. Enter when ready.
Let's see what's out there. Engage.
Hey there, we're those Sci-Fi guys, and this is Those Sci-Fi Guys Show. Just two working dudes, different lives, different jobs, but a whole lot of love for science fiction and the fun that comes with. We are your hosts. I am P.S. McKay, and hey, everybody, get ready for dads and grads season. Dads for the Father's Day, grads for the graduation, and all the fun in between. Oh my God, it's a lot of stress happening right now.
Oh my.
I am not kidding, man. Ugh. Graduation season this week, and it's insane.
Well,
and you are?
I am DT Cavman, and I've got a graduation of my own coming up. Not so much mine, but my kid.
Yeah. Yes, I don't think you won't. I'm not going to volunteer any information about her. That's on you.
Yeah.
But
There's a transition phase coming up here. And it's pretty wild, but in and around where
Oh no, we lost DT. Well, we'll hang tight for a moment, making sure that everything still sticks. You there, DT? We're almost there. Come on. Break through. I'll shut my camera off, too. We'll just make it full screen. DT, you there? There you are.
Sorry. Can we just start everything from the beginning?
Just keep going. I'll edit it out. Keep going.
All right. Well, anyway, right around here is, I've been through a lot of the college areas lately, just for work, and man, everything is all over the place. There's a large concentration, of course, of higher education up here in the Northeast, and man, is it busy? Move outs and
yeah.
You're driving on the road and there's so many out-of-state license plates. It's wild.
I honestly don't remember. I lived near Brown. I lived near Providence College. I mean, near Providence, there's like 50 different colleges right there, which is insane to me because Providence doesn't seem big enough to be able to do that. But I do not recall any of that craziness at all. And I used to go into Providence all the time.
Well, you can, both of the Providence is set by, is kind of in the middle of two hills, right? You have the one side where PC was, then there's the other side where Brown was. Like the conservatives were on one side, the more liberals were on the other. Was on the other side of the hill, which is kind of wild.
Ironically, you know that better than I. I was unaware. I was blissfully ideologically ignorant. So,
well, that's just what it was. Brown and Rhode Island School of Design were on one side. Providence College and Rhode Island College are on the other side. So, all higher education, but you have your Ivy and your design school, and then you have your Catholic and your public school on the other side. So
Yeah. That is true. That would make sense. Yeah, that flies. That flies.
But the main route goes through the city. So, and besides which, Providence has been under construction forever. So you might not have ever noticed.
There's always something under construction in Providence, and the George Washington Bridge fiasco is, well, Rhode Island. Am I right, everybody? So,
Jeez, yeah. Well, poor Rhode Island.
So, but yeah, I mean, so this is the last week of school for us right now, and my son had to play at graduation last night for his high school. Exams are going on for him this week. Tomorrow is his last day of exams. Thank goodness. But he was at graduation, which, by the way, whatever graduation I endured or what you endured, what his high school does is freaking, it might as well be like put on by Hollywood. The production values, man. Like, just insane. Like, it's incredible.
Well, remember when we were kids, there was kind of a little ceremony at, when you left middle school.
Yeah.
But, shit, man. Middle schools, elementary schools, they're all having like graduation ceremonies. Like my parents didn't go to the last, basically the last day of middle school for me. High school, college, that was it.
Yep.
Actually,
my father saw me off for college. He flew me out. He flew out with me for freshman year of college. And then no one came out to see me until my graduation. Yeah.
Well, you were on the opposite side of the country. I was 35, 40 minutes down the road. It wasn't that hard. It wasn't that hard to have a sizable amount of people around for graduation, or just to stop by on a weekend.
Right.
Hey, we're in Providence shopping. You want us to pick you up and we can go to dinner? Yeah.
Yeah, free dinner. Let's go. It's funny. I found out the day that I found out that I was going to I've already said I'm a USC Trojan.
Alma mater.
My alma mater. The day that I found out that I got accepted was actually the next day from when I stayed over at your dorm.
Yes.
Yeah. So I stayed at your dorm. I could have stayed at your dorm anytime that year, your schedule permitting. I didn't even take advantage of any of that until the very end, right before hell month, which is April in college. I don't know about you, but April was always hell for me in college.
Well, depends. For me, with what I was doing, yeah. In ROTC, we always had our big spring training exercise where we would go for an entire weekend and combine with 2 other major programs from the Northeast for a big exercise. And then later in that month would be our military ball. So it was kind of busy for us. And of course, you're having to wrap up your papers and projects and stuff because like the beginning of May became all finals.
Yeah, well, it's the end of the year, right? So my second semester freshman year, I had to write 15 papers. My spring semester, 15 papers, like at least 4 pages or longer. Do you know how many weeks there are in the second semester
15?
of 2001? I think it's less than that, to be honest with you, because it was 1, 2, 3. No, 1, 2, 3.
I think we're getting a little too into the weeds here because we have a topic we need to
15.
cover.
There are 15. There are 15. Yes.
So you do one a week.
It was tough. It was hard. They weren't all due.
Tough.
They weren't all due 1 week apart.
I know.
But yeah. So anyway, grads and dads season. Nostalgia is fun. My son's wrapping up his freshman year of high school, and I'm like, oh my god, I only have 3 more years left. And shit. So anyway.
I'm trying not to rush the feelings right now. I've got so many things going on every weekend.
I
It's
know.
crazy.
Yeah, you can't. You really can't let that let that get to you. But you know what you can let get to you? No. Oh shit. This goes into my performance evaluation, everybody.
Was waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Phrasing?
Yeah, that. Anyway. Hey, here's your
Damn
friend.
it, Archer. I did get I got a live oh my. That was pretty cool.
You did.
Oh my.
Oh my. What are we here to talk about?
Great combo because George Takei guest starred on, I believe, 2 episodes.
Oh my god, it was one of the earlier ones, right?
Yeah, when they discovered Pam was like drift racing.
Oh my god.
He was the head of the Yakuza.
He was, that's right. Yeah. Good times.
Well, folks, we're here to talk about everybody's favorite pseudo spy adult cartoon or adult animated show, Archer. I'm in the middle of my second binge watch of the series. And since we are those sci-fi guys, just so you know, the season I'm in the middle of is Archer, 1999.
Yeah, that's the space
season 10. Yes, it is.
Yeah, so there was
14 seasons.
14 seasons, and 3 of them were him in a coma, with them genre bending the entire thing. It started with them going to LA, and well, whatever. Okay, so let me talk about. All right, I genuinely don't have like a format that we're gonna do. If you want me to find some clips that are funny, that's fine. I'm actually gonna be looking up a clip right now. But I was told, I knew Archer existed, but I was told through some very serious friends of mine that I would thoroughly enjoy Archer in 2016. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I'll
you
give
would
it a
not
shot.
enjoy it on any other year, just 2016.
In 2016, I was told you'll probably enjoy Archer. And I knew Archer existed, and I saw it, and I'm like, I don't know if this is for me, man. Well, on my lunch break, I went ahead and pulled it up. It was back then, it was on Netflix. And I watched the first episode, and I'm like, meh. But I kept going because, why not, right?
Not meh.
Yeah. From the tinnitus. Yeah. That's where I learned that. But I kept going because the episodes aren't long. And so I polished off 2 episodes. And I'm like, okay, there's something here. Right. But it wasn't until the first season episode when they went up in the dirigible, in the airship. And
it's a rigid airship.
I lost my shit. I lost it. I was like, no way. This is amazing. And if you don't mind.
Skytanic.
Yeah, Skytanic. And if you don't mind, this is not. I'd like to share this.
By all means,
because my God, I'll show you the exact scene that won me over. I'm like, yeah, this is it right here. Let's see, right here. Nope. Okay, can you hear it?
Cutting the green wire. Jesus God, what?
That That's how annoying you are.
Your mom's annoying.
Oh,
How about that?
Let's go there.
Let's go here, where Archer, shut up and cut the goddamn wire already.
You shut up and I'm doing it. God.
Oh my God, Ray!
What's going on?
The timer sped up.
Did you cut the green one?
Yes, Roger, Steven, whoever.
Ray?
What were the last two letters?
B.
Ray?
As in butthole.
What do we do here?
And M. As in Mancy.
What? M as in what?
Mancy. What'd you think I said?
Nancy!
Oh.
You idiot!
Yeah, I could see how, then I was like, you of all. Ah!
Anyway, I lost it. I was at work. I'm watching it in the break room, and I saw this. And that was at that point. I'm like, okay, I'm watching the rest of these seasons. At that point, it was only like 6 seasons. So
Mancy. Yep.
Mancy. M is in Mancy. Like, that's such a random thing. Like, and non sequitorial, unnecessary, and just downright stupid, but freaking brilliant delivery. Brilliant delivery.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was.
So
it is a fantastic, ridiculous show.
yes.
Just
Do you want to
ridiculous.
Do you want to like just quickly like talk about the situation of what Archer is? Like, you don't have to do a full like history breakdown, but just do.
I can't.
Do
It's 145 episodes.
I know, and we've got maybe another 50 minutes. So okay.
Look, here's the thing, right? The best part about Archer, I think, in some ways, is just how anachronistic it actually is. It's supposed to be like a 1960s, like the model of a 1960s spy agency. The International Secret Intelligence Service, or ISIS, based out of New York, which, of course, one of the reasons why I believe they started going away from using that term was when the rise of ISIS, the terrorist organization, came out. So I think that's when they started going into like Archer Vice and stuff like that, and all these other things. But you've got ISIS is, the nominal head is Mallory Archer, a former World War II OSS operative. Her son, the eponymous Archer, who is a ridiculous, narcissistic, chauvinistic, absolute laugh riot of the world's greatest special agent, who he will tell anyone, especially if they're an attractive woman. He is on again, off again lover, and also the probably the best agent in the organization, Lana Kane. You have the only other true field agent, Ray Gillette, an openly gay guy from, what was he, West Virginia or Kentucky?
Yeah.
Who keeps getting paralyzed.
Yeah. Yeah, at the very end, he was sitting there, and after having a bunch of work done on him by Krieger, and like, we don't see anything, and like, well, luckily Krieger was able to save your legs. He goes, and then beep, 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 beep.
You've got the nebbish, stereotypical office nerd, Cyril Figgis. He's the ISIS comptroller. He's, for the love of God, he's basically the office dude. He's the accountant. Sometimes he's an agent. Usually he screws that up. You have Pam
suppressing fire.
Suppressing fire. Yeah. That's the only thing he can do is suppress, because he can't hit shit. You've got Pam, who's kind of the airhead HR rep, who then also becomes an agent. Then Mallory's assistant is Cheryl, or Carol, or whatever it becomes. She's like a glue sniffing.
whose last name is Tunt.
Yes.
Tunt.
Which is used very much for comedic effect many different times.
Very liberally.
Liberally.
The
and of
Tunt
course,
fortune.
Yes, and she is the heiress of a railroad fortune, but she's working as a secretary and a terrible one at that.
You're
She's
not my
also
supervisor. I'm just gonna throw
she's a
out
pyromaniac. She's a like violent sex
sadomasochist.
acts. Yeah, exactly. And and then there's Krieger, who may or may not be a clone of Adolf Hitler, who's their gadget guy / scientist,
whom we're not sure really survived all the way till the end, because he might have been killed.
Because there were other clones.
There were other clones, and there's many indications that a clone took his place who was unfamiliar with the team, but trying to get away. So,
yeah,
delightful storyline, by the way. Like it ends unresolved, I believed. So,
everything about this show shouldn't work. Everything about this show
it really shouldn't.
is so wrong, but it just hits so right. And of course, the star of Archer is H. John Benjamin, who, of course, is well known for his, animated voice work. And it's, it's the same voice you hear in Bob's Burgers. It's the same voice you hear in numerous
not
other
altered
things.
in the slight.
No,
it's
not even
the
a
same
little.
voice. Maybe attitude. Maybe that's
definitely attitude, because Bob is way more mild mannered than Archer.
Mm-hmm.
They had a wonderful crossover episode.
Yeah, and so here's the funny part. I didn't watch Bob's Burgers when I was watching Archer at the time. I love Bob's Burgers now. It is a fantastic show. We actually discovered it right before the pandemic, and that's
it's
what
well
we
known
watched
how much you love
with
Bob's
the family.
Burgers.
Oh, it's fantastic. But it's so funny how his voice really isn't that artistically changed.
He's not a guy who does a lot. He does a lot of voice work, but he's not a guy who does a lot of voices. It's really just his voice.
True. He didn't change his voice for his video store character in Family Guy.
Right. He's the video store guy who then plays Yoda.
Yeah, he plays Yoda in the Blue Harvest. Or not the Blue Harvest trilogy, let's just call it that.
Yeah.
But yeah. This I quoted this on Facebook, this next scene. I had to. So this is an episode where Mallory is caught in a scene where she looks extremely guilty for killing the ambassador to Italy. From Italy.
I believe he was the prime minister of Italy.
Oh, the prime minister of Italy, yeah. Oh, God, so much worse. Caught up in a very, shall we say, dirty... Sordid. Yeah, thank you. Sordid scenario here. And the team is called in to clean it up. But they're also wondering, like, Mallory, did you do this? So... want to share this. I lost my shit at the grocery store that I sat down to eat my luncheon because they have an eatery area at the place near my office. So here we go.
Could we go out through the basement?
No, we'd have to go past the super's apartment, and his door is always open. I assume to let the stink of cabbage waft through the halls, but...
So you think he'd be a problem?
God, yes. We're not on the best of terms.
Well, Mum, it's just at Christmas. The tenants usually give me a small consideration for the work I do all year keeping up the building. We surely count on it, Mum, especially this year as we had more than the usual medical bills.
Your point being?
Well, it's just that for the third year running, you give me a potato.
Oh, dear. So once again, you're faced with the classic Irishman's dilemma. Do I eat the potato now or let it ferment so I can drink it later?
Will I get the operation now, Dad?
No, son. You're gonna die.
She's the worst.
She is the worst. Which I will follow up. The next scene was Archer going, "Why are you so hard on the Irish?" Well, they weren't exactly on our side in World War II. And then he goes, "Wait, they were German?" And Lana goes,
Lana.
"No." Lana goes, "No." And Archer goes, "Well, they weren't Japanese." I'm sorry.
They were
I'm
neutral.
Sorry. Oh, I know. Obviously, we know that. You and I both know
No,
that.
that was, I believe, the
freaking
next
funny.
line. I think that was the next line.
Oh, that was the next line.
They were neutral.
I'm sorry. I was laughing too hard. I always laugh too hard to hear that next line. So
God,
yeah,
Lana.
it's a good that's one of my favorite scenes. That's one of my
And shut up. And
God.
then
Yeah.
one of the things I really enjoyed in the later seasons was then they just started like slapping people just randomly, like for saying stupid stuff. And then you're just slapping the shit out of these, usually Pam or Krieger or Cyril or Carol getting the shit slapped out of them.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true.
So I just a quick aside, right? You know, Aisha Tyler playing Lana, she kills it. She's great at it. Aisha Tyler is wonderfully funny. But I was watching an older Whose Line Is It Anyway from probably within the last 10 years, and it was like, you know, things people say about Aisha or something like that. And one of the guys is like, "Yeah, I'm thinking about you, but with the body of the chick from Archer."
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, no, it definitely tied it in there. This show, I mean, and it's funny too. It's so anachronistic because like everything, like from the clothes to some of the setup, the spy setup, like the Soviet and everything, even some of the cars, but then not the cars,
KGB,
and then the KGB, and then but then they're like using smartphones and sat phones and
smartphones,
space shuttles,
the internet, but all their computers are monochronal monitors with the green.
Until they open up the
display.
in the situation room where like it opens up and then there's like this modern like Star Trek view screen for briefing.
Yeah, it's
or
true.
Like,
it's true.
Or like when Archer gets stuck in the South Pacific and finds the Japanese soldier on this island, which is supposed to be like 25 years after the end of the war or whatever, and he's showing him on a smartphone, and you're like, Jesus,
yeah,
you guys even, it's like, I know it's done on purpose. Okay, I know it's done on purpose. These are all mocking James Bond movies. Like, what is it, Moonraker, where there's the moon base and everything, and it's
oh my God, yeah.
So I mean, it's all to mock James Bond and so many other things from the 60s, from the 70s, but also Archer's a huge star, it becomes a huge Star Wars thing. Kenny Loggins was not making music in the 60s, at least not traditionally.
Anthony Bourdain wasn't cooking dinner.
Well, he wasn't Anthony Bourdain.
Oh, that's right.
He looked like Anthony Bourdain. He acted more like Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah, a little bit. But yeah, you're right. You're right. I forgot about that.
So many people had great guest roles on this. Bryan Cranston. You have great veteran character actors, but you also had some big names. Burt Reynolds, because Archer's obsessed with Burt Reynolds. Burt Reynolds shows up to voice Burt Reynolds, like a super cool version, an extra cool version.
Like in the last couple seasons that I haven't seen.
Nah, he's in like season 5 or something like that. He's dating Mallory before she marries Ron.
Oh yeah. Oh man. Okay, it's been a long time since I've done a full watch through.
Yeah, no, I'm right in the middle of it.
You know who was a great cameo? Patrick Warburton.
He wasn't a cameo. He was like a recurring guest role.
As Guy Manley?
No, it was
Manly
something
guy,
like that. It was
Rick Manley, Steel
maybe
Manley.
it was like Rip something. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, like Rip Manley or something like that. He was
Yeah, it was.
fantastic, and he was like probably Archer's equal. No, superior. He was Archer's superior, but because his assignment was to recover Archer, because at the end of every season, Archer always fled. He ran away.
Well, he'd flake out over something.
Yeah, he would flake out, and he was recovered at an island by Rip Manley.
Rip Riley.
Rip Riley. Damn it. Manley would have been better, but okay, it's fine. Rip Riley.
Well, I mean, Rip Riley. I mean, it's a play on these like ultra macho sounding names. He's an adventurer and former ISIS agent.
Yes, yeah.
And again,
he was
another person who slept with Mallory. Because that's another running thing. They never find out who Archer's father is that I can recall.
No. And I mean, my money's on Rip Riley, to be honest with you. But I mean, whoever she actually married, though, did she marry his father? Supposedly.
No, she married the guy Ron Cadillac. He was the guy. What was he? Largest Cadillac dealer in the tri-state area.
Yeah, he was great. He was like, "Hey, sport, what do you got? What do you want?" Like, I don't want anything.
The funny thing is, Ron was voiced by Jessica Walter, the voice of Mallory, her real life husband.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
The funny thing is, like, a lot of people, like, it's not just that they voice a character. The character is designed to look like the actor.
Yeah. Well, probably because they're too busy designing all the backgrounds and stuff, and that takes a long ass time. Whereas all the others they can do.
How about their CIA handler?
Oh,
Slater.
Christian Slater.
Just
I know.
Slater.
Just Slater. I know. I loved that, and it looked exactly like Christian Slater from the Cuffs days.
Yeah, he was such a dick. But
he was only a dick because Archer was a dick to him.
Well, they all are. Let's face it.
They were screw-ups. ISIS was a bunch of whatever. Archer's agency was a bunch of screw-ups.
Yeah.
And the CIA was using them as fodder for their... They were basically the Suicide Squad for the CIA.
Kind of.
Right?
They're also like the plausible deniability group.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So if you want to keep working and keep doing the spy stuff, well, we're going to send you to places that you really don't want to be, but this is the only way you're going to get money. And so they're like, okay. And the funny part is with what ISIS / whatever agency it turns into, I always felt it was weird. I always find a private spy agency to be counterintuitive. Because, they're supposed to be on the side of America.
The big joke was that it turns out they were never federally funded or whatever.
Never. No.
And that's why they got busted. Remember, they got busted. Then they ended up selling cocaine. And they turned just as bad at being drug dealers.
Yeah, they did. They really did.
They did too.
Pam looked great. She looked great.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was also when they were basically living off of Cheryl's generosity and one of her properties and stuff at that point too, right? Because that was when
they were living in her house.
At her house, and she wanted to be a country singer, and they were recording at sunrise for the golden hour. To record the golden hour while they were recording.
Outlaw country.
That's not how the golden hour works.
I know. It was funny.
I wish I could have saved. I wish I would have had time to get some drops, but I couldn't.
Archer blowing on the jug. Man, I'm like blowing the shit out of this jug.
Yeah.
The thing about this is that this show, like we said, in all likelihood shouldn't have worked, but it just struck the correct generation of people who were going to enjoy it. Like, some of us who've watched Bond films or grew up, watching spy shows and TVs, a lot of them, the stuff that we were watching that were reruns, like Get Smart and shit from the 60s that we watched the reruns of as kids. You're like, oh, and then James Bond, and then, Jason Bourne and all these, it's all born out of these, spy things. But then they'll also have like, they end up having to go to space, or they have to stop trying. It almost fluctuates through like the 20th century and into the 21st century as to like periods of time, even though they're all
they were Rick and Morty before Rick and Morty. Does that make sense to you?
Sure.
Because they had no defined genre. So Archer was a spy agency. He was a spy, an international spy of manly distinction, and
international man of mystery.
Yeah, yeah. Some might say, yeah, baby. But they would go. Then they would, turn that genre and start doing something like, super sci-fi stuff, like having to go up to the space station because some agents went or having to be hired by the CIA to go into a submarine, be shrunk down, and do the Fantastic Voyage spinoff or thing where they go into this billionaire's body to remove a tumor with a laser, and they fail horrifically. Spoiler alert.
It wasn't a millionaire. It was some scientist.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. To save his,
but he had all the knowledge that would help save Western civilization, basically.
Yeah, this was one of those things.
And his assistant was, yes, I am his lover, and I do not think that is going to be a problem with any of you, is it?
If
you remember that one?
If that shocks you, so be it.
Is that
she said that for a lot? Yes.
She said that several times. Like, I was also his lover, and if that shocks you, so be it. Like, just yeah. Let's talk about some of the overarching storylines here. Like, so not just any specific episodes, but let's talk about Barry.
Well,
let's talk about Barry. Can we talk about Barry? Barry wants to talk about Barry. I can tell you Barry wants to talk to you about Barry.
Right, other Barry?
Right, other Barry? Exactly. So Barry was an agent, a counter agent with Odin.
A
rival
sister-ish rival organization. Generally
rival because they competed for jobs.
Yeah, generally on the same side, but they weren't against undercutting each other.
Right.
And Barry is basically the counterpart to Archer, only generally competent, if unlucky.
Blonde, exceedingly unlucky, but good-natured and well-meaning. And then with all of the wins that Archer gets versus all the losses that Barry gets, Barry gets a little
call them wins. It's more of the fact that Archer gets out of things at Barry's expense.
Yes, exactly. Care to name a few? Just to
the time that they're like
I'll be right
hanging
back.
from the side of a building, and like he drops Barry into a trash can and like breaks his leg so bad there's like a rod in it, and it kind of dampens his effectiveness as a field agent. And then Archer, is trying to, decides to leave ISIS, is going to take a job. It was supposed to be a job offer for Lana, but it ended up going to Archer instead by accident. Like he saw the message. And so he's like, fine, mother's being unreasonable. Well, I'll go to Odin, and ends up having sex with Barry's fiance there and ruins that. And every time they meet, Barry just gets crazier and crazier. At some point, Archer gets kidnapped in Russia and is getting tortured, and Mallory talks Barry and Odin into going to try to extract him, and Barry gets jacked up so bad, and the Soviets patch him together Winter Soldier style, and he becomes basically a tracksuit mafia goon for the KGB, and basically goes insane, and just turns everything into a vendetta against Archer. So he keeps going after him. He takes over the CIA. He kills a guy who is thought to be who's one of the people who thought to be Archer's father, the head of the CIA, or excuse me, the head of the KGB, Nikolai Jakov. Yeah, that's right. You heard me. Who's been carrying on like a 35-year love affair with Mallory. They're like on and off, but like she still doesn't know, who his father is. It could also be Len Trexler, who's the head of Odin, who is also having a long-term affair with Mallory. So there's a lot of questions with that. But Barry, goes on this, seasons-long rampage, kills Archer's fiance, and then when she's rebuilt as a robot, like Barry's rebuilt as a cyborg, ends up hooking up with her. Then she kicks him out, and it just goes on and on. And when Archer goes into his dreams, into his coma sequence, Barry is always an antagonist. Kind of goes all the way up to the end. You do get a little bit of Barry starting to come back around a little towards the end, but it's wild. Like by the time the later seasons come around, Barry's like completely a cyborg. Like he's like a Terminator underneath a skin job kind of thing. But he's also kind of a tragic figure too, whereas Archer's never sure who his father is. Barry was adopted, doesn't know who his mother is, and at one point even hires when they get disavowed as ISIS, they can't do spy agency anymore, and they become with the Figgis agency. It's basically a private detective agency out in LA. And Barry hires them to try to find who his mother is at threat of death for everybody else. But Barry is wild. He's in so many episodes, he's almost a regular.
He is.
And as he has like a psychotic split, he starts talking to himself, Barry, another Barry. It's almost like Smeagol and Gollum, but they're both psychotic.
Do you have a favorite Barry episode?
Honestly, one of the early episodes when Archer goes to Odin and just royally screws Barry's life.
That's when I was so sick. I mean, I love the show, but I mean, I was sick of Archer being such an asshole. I felt so bad for Barry. I felt really bad for him, but
yeah, but after a while, you don't start feeling bad for Barry anymore.
Well, no, and my favorite Barry episode is the one when Pam's sister gets married, and she asks Archer to be her date, and Barry crashes the party to try to kill Archer. And that was when I found Barry to be at his most dangerous and scary. Like, it was alarmingly well done. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of comedy in it, but chasing him through the barn and the silo, and it just was. Barry was homicidal at that point. like
Well,
and
he usually
almost
was.
unstoppable. And they had to blow up a silo, a grain silo,
a grain
in order to
silo.
stop him.
Yeah.
So
By
that
the
was a
way,
good
tell me,
episode too.
that episode, wasn't Pam's sister just the worst?
She absolutely was. She absolutely was. Didn't Pam sleep with her fiance?
No, it was the other way around.
Oh yeah, her sister slept with her Pam's fiance. And that's
Well,
them.
her sister slept with or hooked up with this guy who Pam had a huge crush on and whatnot. And, you know, Pam tries to be a good sister. See, Pam is, I mean, she's a mess, but she's somebody generally who's, you know, tries to be a decent person, even though she's a bit of a sexual degenerate and whatnot. But
Honestly, not the worst. Not the worst at all. I understand your use of the term kind of, but she's not even imposing it like Cheryl does.
well, generally they're all, for the most part, very,
Hedonistic.
very flawed and
Oh, super
relatively
flawed.
hedonistic people. Mostly selfish.
Yeah.
You know, Cyril's, you know, so beaten down by life that he develops like sex addiction, so he keeps cheating. He cheats on Lana like numerous times. You know,
With
you have
Cheryl.
Cheryl, who's practically got multiple personality disorder and has been experimented on. You know, her brother, who, by the way, and I know you like Bob's Burgers, and I know you like these guys, but I don't know. Eugene Merman's voice just kind of is like a needle in my ear.
I think it was meant to be a needle in your ear.
I know.
To be honest with you, it's not a pleasant experience, but it was a character point to be made.
I mean, that's his real voice. He's not doing any acting with the voice either.
I'm sorry, Eugene. I don't think you have a terrible voice. I apologize.
For me, I've listened to his comedy and whatnot. And granted, the role of Cecil is extremely annoying, but the guy's voice just doesn't do anything for me.
I get it. No worries.
You know, I mean, it's there's some great, there's like Krieger. Krieger's just literally a mad scientist.
Yeah.
And he always goes into the Planet of the Apes ending. You maniacs!
You maniacs. What was your favorite Krieger episode?
Oh my god!
I know I'm putting you on the spot with this.
It's hard to pick. You know, for me, it's more with moments with Krieger. Like,
you know what? I don't think there's really a true episode about Krieger. I think you're right. I think Krieger is more. He doesn't really have an episode about him. He's always been a supportive cast member. So, what is your favorite moment with him?
I kind of like it when like people are like, "Wait, you're not a doctor." Doctor, and then he just smoke bomb and runs out of the room.
I'm a doctor.
Smoke bomb.
Like, smoke bomb.
I'm not a doctor. Yeah, like it's like me. It's like I'm not a doctor. I mean, of course I'm a doctor. No, you're not.
Yeah.
It's not right at all. It's funny, like when he's helping fix his Reboot Ray's CPU on his bionic legs. And then he's got him marching around, goose stepping with the Heil. This stopped being funny 3 hours ago. Wasn't meant to be funny.
It's good.
That'll do, Piggly.
That'll do. Yeah. I gotta say, I mean, I don't necessarily have a favorite Krieger moment. Most of them are good because they're all one-liners a lot of the time. It's good. Pam, though, let's talk about Pam for a second. We were touching briefly on her. Pam's moment overlaps with Cheryl's moment or Carol's moment or Charlene's moment or whatever she was called at that whatever time. It was when they were walking to work, and we talked about this episode, where and Pam gets kidnapped, and Cheryl is like, "Oh no, just take her, go, take her." And Pam's like, "What are you doing?"
She's
And
yelling
gets
Cheryl,
taken
and
into the
Cheryl's
van.
like, "That's right, yell your name out loud so
Yell your
everybody can
name."
hear it."
Yeah, yell your name. And then we find out that, yeah, the group was trying to get Cheryl because in this episode was when we learned that she was a tunt, an inheritor of the tunt. I got to be very careful about this.
She's the heiress of a railroad fortune
of the tunts. I can't say the other word. I never can. That's just so close. I can't help myself.
She's worth $500 million.
Is it $500 million? That's it? In this day and age, when you see all the multi-billionaires, that's nothing. Are we talking about like 1960s $500 million?
Doesn't matter.
JP Morgan, I think, had a fortune of a 200 million back in like the turn of the century, which I think would be close to like 400 billion.
Come on. Somebody who's worth 500 million, of course, would be kidnapped nowadays.
No, I get it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying the legitimacy of the plot was wrong. I'm just saying it feels like with all the money they spent, under the Tunt name, that the Tunts would be worth more.
She's worth $500 million. Her brother is worth $500 million.
Okay.
So the family is technically, there's $1 billion, but it's split between the two. Then remember, that's why Cecil wants to have her deemed like incompetent.
Yeah, and institutionalized.
Basically, because he's blown all his money on philanthropic, efforts. Not wrong, but it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
but yes.
So,
and you're right.
That episode,
you learn she's the heiress, and
we get to see her house and everything. And she's the typical Carol, because she went by Carol, I think, at this point, where she showed everyone in the agency her house, and Archer finds out that she has an ocelot. And I had to look
from the
up
train episode.
Oh, is it the train episode? Well, no, it wasn't. The ocelot showed up.
What you're showing me
is from the train episode. Yes, what I'm showing. I couldn't find the other one, but it's like you know what I was about to say, right?
Get on with it.
Here we go.
You hear that? They called you exotic, which is just people talk for awesome, which is what you are, which is why I was happy to save your life, buddy. No, don't worry. Probably just thousands of dollars in fines, maybe a little jail time, hopefully just probation. Totally worth it. No, Babu, that was all sarcasm. Yes, all of it! You fox-eared asshole!
I got to put that in my vernacular. You fox-eared asshole.
You know what's kind of interesting is Archer seems to be able to commune with animals.
He really does. It's like a superpower.
It's not really talked about, but he talks to animals.
Yeah, he does. Oh, what was it I wanted to say? Oh, okay. So he finds the ocelot in Carol's house. But the other side of that episode was Pam.
Right.
I loved seeing that Pam was not being tortured in any way, shape, or form. She was fighting and beating the crap out of her captors.
Well, she was tied and beating. Well, when she was captured, she was fighting them off.
and she was laughing, like, is that all you got in your hands? Like,
who taught you how to punch? Your husband?
Your husband? Yeah,
And then she's
that
like,
was a
you
great.
better
That was
just
a great
fucking
moment.
kill me, because if I get loose.
And boy, did she get loose! And she had tats on her, like
her whole back was like it was like a Bible verse. It's like an entire page.
Yeah,
like because she like does like bare knuckle underground fighting because she's huge.
And it was, and I loved every second of it. I love the character of Pam because she number one, she's competent. She's not like a weird HR exec, right? Like she was moonlighting as an HR exec basically, and then we got to see her true personality. Bit of a degenerate, loves to drink, loves to fight. Basically has no pain threshold whatsoever.
She
and
does
is basically
shit on
one
a
of the
dare.
boys.
She
Yeah,
gambles.
and she's one of the boys.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah. Not kinda. She's totally one of the boys, especially when Archer came out of his coma, which I think we need to address. That was a big thing because for 3 whole seasons,
yeah,
they had Archer in a coma. And each
3
season,
years technically.
It was for 3 years, yeah.
In the show.
Yeah, in the show. He was in a coma for 3 years. And he had I don't know, he lived 3 separate lives in those comas. The first one was what? Danger Island?
No, the first one was Dreamland. That was the one where it's like late 40s. Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
that's right,
it was
because I
noir.
confused it with the season leading up to that one being in Hollywood.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
the season when he got shot to put him in the coma was also noir. So
Kinda, yeah. It was LA. It was like
Sunset
almost like
Boulevard.
LA Confidential. In
LA
some
Confidential, that Boulevard, yeah, those 2 things. Like,
but also Archer Dreamland was also kind of like LA Confidential or Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
I would go with Who Framed Roger Rabbit, to be honest with you. Yeah.
But it's supposed to be like post World War II, late 40s, early 50s.
Like the most appropriate time for Archer to take place.
Or the 60s.
Or the 60s.
You know, it's this noir era, which was, you know, it was pretty cool because it does, you're right, it does kind of fix it. You know what I mean? You know, and of course, it starts off with Archer being in a coma, but they also, at the very beginning of the season, they pay tribute to Woodhouse, who has since died. I think because one of the voice actors of George Coe, who was the original voice of Woodhouse, died, and so that kind of gets weaved into the story where Archer is a private eye and his partner Woodhouse was murdered, and it's 1947-ish L.A., and so they're all. Mallory is mother who owns a nightclub, and Lana's a jazz singer, and then, you know, Len Trexler's the mobster, and Cyril's a corrupt, you know, cop, and Pam is his. By the way, Pam is also a dude in this one.
That's
but Pam is his partner.
Right. Yeah.
Barry's Trexler's hitman, and, you know,
is she called Pam? I forget.
Poovy, just Detective
Poovy. Yeah, that's what it is.
Because that's her last name, of course. You also have another heiress, Charlotte Vandertunt,
Vandert. Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah.
There she is. Who was wearing a mink, by the way.
And,
Not even a mink coat, just a mink.
That's a mink stole. A lot of them looked like that.
Thank you for being so cultured to point that out that I didn't have the knowledge of just seconds before.
Then Krieger is literally a German scientist.
I really have no expectations as to what to expect here with these photos. So I'm just going through what's on IMDb.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
wait a minute,
there's
is
Lana.
this the woman that killed him? Oh, that's Lana.
That's Lana. Lana!
I don't have Lana, do I? No, I don't have the Lana.
Danger Zone.
I don't have Danger Zone. I need to get Danger Zone.
I
need to get a few I need to get a few Archer drops.
Yeah, well there's so many good ones. But Archer's on again, off again.
I've seen it all.
With a
Sorry,
relation,
you hate that one.
Including when she uses his genetic material to have a baby on her own.
Oh yeah, that was like the 2 seasons before, right? Or the season before.
2 seasons.
And she just like 2 seasons before, and she just is like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. And we don't know what she's gonna do. She just realizes this in the middle of a mission. Like, I've had enough with Archer, but I'm gonna do it.
And so they kind of bounce back and forth, for most of the first, few seasons. They're not actively involved, although there's a lot of hints at stuff. And of course, Archer, they have a periodic hookups, like when Archer had breast cancer. And there's plenty of homages to
about that, by the way.
It does happen.
I talked to my doctor about male breast cancer, and
Where did he go?
It does
Another
happen.
person who just watched Archer.
Yeah.
The next season, season 9, is Archer Danger Island, which is
Danger Island,
which is basically a late 30s adventure serial where they're all taking place in like the South Pacific. And Cyril is playing a German agent. Archer is a former American pilot who fought against the fascists in Spain, because there were historically
that Spanish Civil War was a scary. Have you ever seen Pan's Labyrinth?
No.
It's scary as shit. It's a Guillermo del Toro movie. Scary as hell. Takes place during the Spanish Civil War and World War II. And
the Spanish Civil War was before World War II.
Okay. Well, during the fascist state of Spain, it was horrifying. Yes. Horrifying. And by the way, he looks like Rip Ripley or whatever.
Rip Riley.
Rip Riley.
Yeah. Especially because Rip accidentally loses his eye.
Exactly. This is not done by accident, people.
Surely not. So there's this is kind of based off on the old 80s TV show, which was born out of, Raiders of the Lost Ark, Tales of the Golden Monkey, which was Tailspin was based off of that TV show as well.
Yeah. Had a pontoon plane.
Yep.
They just, took on adventure all over the Pacific.
Yep. So, you've got Ray, who's, the French gendarme, and you've got Lana is like the princess of the island and her people. And it's just, everybody's competing against for the resources and everything. It's again adventure fun. And then the next season is Archer 1999, which is very much looks like homage to Alien. And how
This was
they're
the season that I thought would be the most off-putting for me, because number one, I was like, okay, one season of being in a coma, fine. 2 seasons, still kind of like semi in line with the genre bending that they're doing, okay. But then they were going for a third year, another year of Archer being in a coma, and at that you don't know. You have no idea if the writers are like, is he really in a coma? Or are we just going to go for this like kind of yearly change up every year now,
Yeah, I
like
know.
kind of thing. It got me nervous. I was delightfully surprised with how good this this season was, though.
There's a lot of homages to like Alien and
Mhm.
9 and Star Wars, Battlestar, and of course, Ray's character is a gay courtesan. He's basically Inara from Firefly.
I forgot about that. Ah, damn. I forgot about that. Wait, who plays this guy? The star guy. He was a voice.
He was not one of the regular voices of Archer.
No, he was not, but he was something. He was played by someone.
Oh, he's Sam Richardson.
And that would be...
Remember Section 31? The movie?
Which guy?
The Kamaloid.
Oh, him.
Quasi.
Oh, yeah, he's delightful. Yeah, I remember this guy being delightful. Yeah, okay. All right, that's cool. Yep, that's definitely an
it's
alien
all
vibe,
very very like the Alien vibe.
70s alien vibe. Is that Pam in the background? Is that rock monster?
Pam, yeah. That is kind of when I was reading Peter David's New Frontier novels. That's kind of what I pictured when he described Zach Kebron for a Brickar.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of big hulking, kind of rocky, leathery looking thing.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, to be honest with you, I only watched the Coma seasons once through.
Well, I'm on
they
my
were
second.
Good. Don't get me wrong, but I don't remember a lot from them other than that they were enjoyable. But they brought us through the Coma years. And I guess the question is, do you think the writers wanted to keep him in a coma? Or do you think that they wanted to eventually end it? I mean, or were they just experimenting?
I think they might have been experimenting, see what they could get away with, so it wasn't, so they didn't run stale on ideas. And plus, when you have a TV show like this that's not 100% tied to any time and space per se, and it's a parody of everything, why not? I mean, it worked for them. It went over pretty well. I mean, clearly they made 4 more seasons after this.
No, they totally did. But those seasons were in the real world, because in season 11, Archer woke up. Or at the end of season... Oh, okay. Let me find it. Archer wakes up from his coma. Let's see.
The 11th season was scheduled to premiere May 6, 2020, but was postponed until September amid the COVID pandemic. I know. It's so ironic that that's when he wakes up.
I know. During the worst time in our modern history, to be honest with you. Um, so,
Damn
and
it,
the funny
Archer.
part is, during that time, that was when that whole cast was being forced to buy blue microphones and stuff and record from home, from their closets and stuff. Scott
Yeah, I know.
Grimes, who played
Steve
Scott Grimes,
Steve
who
Smith.
was
Steve Smith, right, on American Dad?
the characters in the Orville,
American Dad.
the pilot.
Yeah, but he was the voice of Steve
Yeah,
Smith in American Dad.
yeah, absolutely. So he snapshotted a picture of him literally in his closet with towels hanging down and his Yeti microphone or his blue micro, whatever you call it. Like, and he goes, starting a new season of American Dad, everybody. Wish me luck. Hope the recording works, and everyone's like, wow, good luck. Hope you could, get it done the way it needs to be done and everything.
When we went to the Clone Wars panel at Rhode Island Comic-Con, that's what they talked about, that, and how they
Yeah.
now they do a lot of these recordings like on their own. Like James Arnold Taylor, who's the voice of Obi-Wan in the Clone Wars, was like, "Oh yeah, I can turn a hotel room into a recording studio in like 10 minutes."
Dude, all you need is a small sound wall that is like this.
Yeah. Mac, I think you froze. Okay. Anyway, yeah, you can do that. You can turn anything into a recording space. But it's fine. It's fine. But yeah, so they did a lot of recordings, and Archer wakes up, he's and he's shocked to find out that 3 years gone by. Maybe some people realize, was it going to be 3 months, 3 weeks? It's wild. But he finds that the world has moved on around him. Cyril is now jacked and a relatively competent field agent. It's now ISIS is no longer ISIS. It's just called the agency. He's trying to fit in, and he's got like, he's still not 100% healed from the coma, and he's trying to figure out what's going on. Cheryl is relatively stable. Ray is, everybody's got, is basically is a better version of themselves without him around. And Lana has married this much older, wealthy philanthropist, and their daughter AJ is in boarding school in Europe. And Archer is trying to figure out how he fits into this, and it's just he kind of just screws everything up just at the beginning. Kind of starts throwing everything out of alignment. But it is what it is, because that's him. But you start getting more and more outlandish things. It threatens threats against AJ, having to get she's kidnapped at one point, and you have just so much chaos. But it really is fun. It's hard not to enjoy it. You start getting this you start finding Archer, and you can tell they're getting ready to ramp up for some more. Jesus Christ, welcome back. The last couple seasons, and I
Sorry,
don't want
didn't
to
mean to scare
spoil
you.
them per se, come in
Yeah, I haven't seen
because
them.
so I'm not going to spoil the end. You know, we do know season 12 is the last season that featured Jessica Walter as Mallory before she passed. She recorded all of her vocal performances before she passed, but it gets pretty cool. It really is. It stays funny though, you know, because they change up enough every season to keep it from getting old. You have, you know, known actors or voice actors come on board as, you know, various different people, including an appearance in season 12 by Bruce Campbell, you know, in an
Ooh.
episode that involves flashbacks, and he plays Archer's mentor at ISIS.
Okay.
Yep.
I can get on board. I need to. I do need to finish the last 3 seasons of Archer, or maybe the last 2. There's 14.
Yeah,
He came out of
but
his
see,
coma in the 10th season.
yeah. So the 14th
So
season
there's 3.
it's basically, yeah. So season 11 is 8 episodes. Like after season 10, or excuse me, after season 7, they mostly short episode or shorter seasons.
Yeah, they're all shorter
8,
after COVID. They're all like 8
yeah.
episodes or something.
No, this started in 2017. Season 8 was 8 episodes. Season 9 was 8 episodes. Season 10 was 9. Season 11 was 8. Season 12 was 8. Season 13 was 8. And season 14 was 8, and then like a 3 episode series finale.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's
all right. Is it satisfying? Do you feel fulfilled? Because a lot of times when you come across shows that are like, how do I laissez-faire, so to speak, like Seinfeld. I would say this show is a lot like Seinfeld in that regard. They kind of disappoint.
No, I liked how they ended it. It also left it open that if they ever wanted to come back and reboot or continue like Futurama or
A revival,
the
or
Family
King of the Hill.
Guy or something, they could come back. You know?
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that's good.
I mean, much like some shows that have had to come back, sans characters and actors, like you can't, unless you're going to recast the voice of Mallory and Woodhouse and some of these others. Yeah,
they're all so classic.
Well, right, but it's still a like I said, it ended well enough that you could enjoy it for what it was, but it also, if we decided to come back, we could come back.
Right.
And, you want to know when the first time I ever saw Archer was?
When was that?
My first deployment. Somebody had a DVD from season 1. Or excuse me, my second deployment.
I was going to say your first deployment was like an 05. Like,
yeah. My second deployment in 2010-11, somebody had like the first season or 2 on DVD. I remember we had just watched Blue Harvest and something Dark Side back to back while I was visiting. We went into the conference room, turned on the TV and plugged in the me and a few of my peers after hours, like at like 8 o'clock at 8:30 at night.
Yeah,
so I was up there, and we were laughing our asses off for like 3 hours. And I'm like, "Hey, the third one's here. Are we gonna pump it in?" It's like, "I'm not, dude. It's like 11. We probably shouldn't commit to another hour." And then somebody's like, "Hey," and somebody, they turned it back over, and we walked into the orderly room, and like the kids on the night shift were watching Archer. So I'm like,
nice.
"Oh, okay." So I watched a couple episodes, and then I didn't watch it at all. Just I was a new dad when I got home, all these crazy things. But then, I come back from my third deployment. I'm in Texas again, and Archer, they're doing reruns of Archer on FXX because it was originally an FX show. And then much like when FXX was running like Simpsons all day, every day, for like the first year it was there. But they would take a break, once they kind of settled that, they were still running like hours and hours of Simpsons. But then, like around 11 o'clock, at least Central Time, they would flip over to like a back-to-back episodes of Archer. And sometimes I could never sleep just because I was just so wired and exhausted from everything. I'd get home at 8 o'clock and my kid would be tucked into bed, and my wife would crash after about an hour, and then I'm just wired, waiting for sleep to come, and I'm just ending up watching 2 episodes of Archer.
That's what I've been doing with Family Guy lately, by the way. So, yeah. Same thing. I don't know. When you have an active brain like we do, which I think we do, it's hard to turn it off.
It's very hard to turn it off.
Very hard. So,
but overall,
speaking of turning things off,
it's time for us to wrap up. What would you say?
Yeah.
You
It was the dawn of the third age of mankind.
and not rerun.
Oh, that's the fucking intro. That's the goddamn intro. I'm so sorry. Well, again, put it on my performance evaluation.
You don't want to see it.
I don't. I really don't. But on that note, what was your question? Jesus Christ, I was focused on the media.
If you were to grade Archer, what would you give it?
A+.
Yeah.
I mean, A+. I mean, you're going to have some questionable moments with 14 seasons, especially with the coma episodes and everything. But I mean, they all performed admirably. The coma episodes individually were fantastic in and of themselves if we take them individually. So
I'd say the series earns an A for effort on top of everything. It is clearly total effort right there.
It was definitely, I discovered it in 2016, and it was at a time in my life when I really needed to laugh. And Archer delivered.
It
very
usually
well.
does.
It did. Well, so on that note, everybody, try to take a look at Archer, if you know what I mean. Phrasing doesn't work there. Yeah. Sort of. Maybe not. But on that note, you guys keep dreaming. We'll keep working. I'm P.S. McKay. We are those sci-fi guys. Till the next time, it's out there.
And I'm DT Cavman, and up here on the high ground, you can hear the clink of glasses. Archer style.
That's right. Every episode had a ice glass sound. Those Sci-Fi Guys is an independent broadcast by Alpha Site Productions, produced by DT Cabman and P.S. McKay. Ocean by Music by Aiden, under Creative Commons license. For more information on upcoming episodes, follow P.S. McKay at X at PS McKay, or go to thosescifiguys.com for past episode information. You can find us on Spotify, so head on over there. But don't worry, you can still find us on Apple. We're also live on Rumble and YouTube. So just leave a like and a comment and let us know how we're doing.